Cigarettes.
And
Weed.
we are
I'm gonna
live,
go get.
everybody. Mhm.
Right, you really jumped the gun on that one, didn't you?
Yeah. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the show. For those watching, that's great. For those not watching, yeah, I don't care. You know who we are. If you don't, I don't care. So, let's get it started on this
You care a
beautiful,
lot to not care.
chilly Thursday night.
But why are you complaining about it being cold where you are?
I mean, it's cold, but it's whatever. So, you can't really.
It was December. I mean, we got people up here that are so entitled. They took a job that involved working in the cold, and they're bitching about working in the cold.
Yeah, I feel a lot of that cognitive dissonance and hypocrisies come lately. It's like when people complain about violence being horrible, and yet you live in a country built on violence.
Well, I mean, we live in a world built on violence.
Right, but this country more so than others. It's like you can't sit there and say like, you know, can't be like freaked out and appalled about like acts of violence when you live in a country that glorifies violence too. You know, it's just weird.
I mean, I feel like a lot of countries, like, yeah, maybe not like Europe so much per se, but like a lot of countries, like that's literally their whole standpoint is violence, and everything that they've done to get to where they are has been achieved by violence. You look back hundreds of years.
Yeah,
Every empire was built on the backs of slaves and death
yeah,
and falsified religions.
yeah.
Seriously, I had to sit through a Christmas concert tonight, and the song that they wanted to end out on was with their little like Christian group or whatever, and it's Happy Birthday, Baby Jesus. Like he wasn't born on Christmas.
No, they yeah, Christmas is a pagan holiday. People don't realize that. Like, it's not a Christian holiday. It's nothing to do with Christianity.
But yet, again, Christianity rose to its rise to fame based on acts of violence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when it comes to like succeeding in life at all, it's like if you get ahead if you get ahead at work or you get ahead at life or you get the job that you're competing with other people, it's like, well, someone else, is lost or is starving because because you benefited, which is messed up because you're just doing what's best for yourself. But at the same time, it's just a really weird society we live in.
The entire world's gone to crap. Doesn't matter where you go and look. Somewhere they're deciding to blow everybody up because they believe something different.
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing is, everywhere in the world is hyper competitive. The only difference is in like in certain countries you understand that you realize that it is what it is, and they're open about it. Whereas in other countries, there's just a lot of BS in between. It's just the thing I don't get. It's like,
Oh, when you got a bunch of those, like especially like for example, you got Asian countries coming over here, and literally their entire back home, like their entire culture is about being the best. It's about staying up all night. It's about going to school on Saturdays and Sundays and being number one. And if you're not number one, you're gonna jump off the freaking top of your high school building.
yeah, it's psychotic, but it is what it
So
is.
here they're taking that away because they've noticed that so they've gone to the complete extremist side, and now everybody gets participation trophies. It's not even about being the best over here anymore. It's about being acknowledged for just waking up and taking a shit.
Yeah, I think they do that. I think they get people in that mentality because they don't want people to like have a sense of have a competitive nature anymore. You know,
That's how you drive. That's how you strive to do better. Yeah, in the
right?
Asian mindset, that's extremist. Over here, it's extremist participation trophy, you know? But
That's
like that healthy competition, when you have healthy competition, it pushes you to do better. It pushes you to be better.
well, I mean, you need competition to create it, to innovate, to create, to invent, to progress in life. You can't just be stagnant. It's kind of weird because on one hand, it's like some people don't want to partake of it, which is okay. You just, ideally everyone just has like their acre of land and a home and whatever. But at the same time, competition is necessary to better to better yourself too. Hoey says, "Why are they controlling your mentality? LOL. It's self-esteem that is dead. That's how one feels about themselves." I don't know if it is self-esteem.
They're No, it's 100% self-esteem because, again, he's asking why are they controlling your mentality? It's about self-esteem. Well, when they're controlling our mentality and feeding the media and feeding everything else that they're feeding them, in a way, they're using propaganda to control our minds, which is ruining your self-esteem. It's destroying the inner ego inside of everybody and taking away that confidence because if you're not confident, you're not a threat to them. If you're confident, you feel good, you know all the good, you're a threat.
Right. No, no, there is that. There is that side of the there is that side of the sword. But then the other side of the sword is, well, sometimes you can ruin someone. You can like mess with someone's confidence and self-esteem, even though they're wildly successful. Because sometimes you can be so successful what you're doing is still never enough. And you still like develop a tolerance for what you're able to do or not able to, whether it's mental, physical, or spiritual. And you're still like, this doesn't feel right, but yet it's all good because you're successful. So, and that itself causes more chaos later on in life.
Oh, they're pushing those antidepressant drugs also like it's a new brand.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, most people are walking around wearing that crap like it's a freaking beacon of like
Yeah.
have, having all those depressant drugs and having all those mental health issues is like your new label. It's like the Abercrombie and Bitch of the world now.
But yeah, that's just what it is with a lot of that. It's just a lot of it is just a mess. But you know what's so stupid when they complain about like participation trophies? And I'm sitting here like, even as a kid, when they give them out, I'd be like, I never wanted this crap. Like, we don't want this. It was always, it's so stupid. Like, the adults that would complain about the participation trophies are the ones that are giving them out to like kids if they were, no matter how bad their teams were. I'm like, wait a second. Who wanted these things? I didn't. So whose fault is that? Oh, he says, explain to me why I can't have SIG commercials, but every commercial break during sporting events is ask if your doctor if this drug is right for you. That's because of Big Pharma. The same people
That's because
put
they
the,
replaced having cigarette commercials with alcohol commercials.
you know, I still remember the old days where you had, during a game, if you're watching a game, you'd have like cigarette commercials and alcohol commercials. But now it's just, oh, he says, there's nothing wrong promoting activity in the youth or participation trophies. I mean, yeah, agreed, Joan. I agree with that. That's all it is. That's all you can do. All you do is worry about yourself and please yourself and worry what you can do. But no, when Holy says it right too, it's like there's nothing wrong with promoting activity or participation trophies, but at the same time, it's like the people complaining about generations of kids having them are the generations that gave the kids the damn trophies in the first place. That's just another set. That's just something I don't get. That's cognitive dissonance again.
Well, you
Like,
got to think about whenever that phrase started, because I know they were saying it to me when I was a kid. It's not about winning, it's about having fun.
yeah, well. when you play the
That's
game.
without the participation trophies.
Right. But the thing is, even when we received them, if we lost, when we won, we were happy. But when we lost, it's like, okay, screw this. You know, it's like to hell with this. You know, there's trophies I got when our teams won that I have, and there's trophies I got when our teams lost, and I just either threw them out or just put them somewhere in storage. Like, I don't. Like, we knew who won and who lost. I mean, the generation complaining about participation trophies are the ones that gave them to us, and we're just like, who cares? I remember having this discussion with one of my friends who hosts open mic night, and he was talking about how the generation had how certain generations never got participation trophies. They didn't believe in them compared to millennials and Gen X. I'm just sitting here like, wait a second, we didn't want these damn things. Y'all gave them to us. We were begging for them. Like y'all could have them if you want. I don't. And but then he was like, yeah, well, not everyone can even experience that, but you still got to have one. I'm like, I can sell that to like some manufacturer for like minerals or whatever. Like, I don't care. Hey, here you go. Here's some trophies. You need to melt this to make some pins? Good. Oh, he says technology moved fast and civilization was ready. That's why we were still in the dark about what we were really capable of. And that is true.
Something about those different types of revolutions. The technological revolution was fast and quick.
Yeah. Joan says my kids used
Yeah,
to bring them things home from school. I'd ask them what it was for, and they tell me they didn't know. Everyone got one. It's like, yeah,
it's conformity.
right,
Conformity at its finest.
right. But no, I mean,
Like
it's,
it
yeah,
back uniforms.
I don't know. It's just weird when everyone says don't pay attention to the system, don't pay attention to the system, but yet everyone still pays attention to the system and feeds the system. That's what I don't understand. It's like, okay, well, how do you expect to not pay attention to the system if you still pay attention to the pop culture, you still work, and you still pay taxes? How do you,
Exactly. You still go to work and you send your kids to school. You're gonna constantly have to deal with the system.
right? I mean, I don't know how you say, oh, don't pay attention to the system if you're doing that and you're still paying attention to like pop culture and all the other nonsense. That doesn't make any sense. But
System of you don't know they'll run you the fuck over.
yeah,
Make it make sense.
yeah. No, it's just it's a very I don't know, it's just a strange dichotomy.
We're at the point where people that go to work are starting to feel like they're entitled to have their meals paid for at work too.
Yeah, that is yeah. But we also live in a world where everyone pretends to be an activist until it's time to be an activist. So none of that is
Yeah, because
yeah.
you use activism to get your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. And in some
Get paid on
cases
TikTok for it.
they just use activism as a reason to virtue signal toward their relatives they can't talk to. And how yeah. Poor Joseph. It's the only system we have here currently, and I don't believe in the I don't vote because it's pointless. That's the ostrich head of the sand. Well, okay then.
Oh, I mean, I vote so I have a reason to bitch.
Oh, he says activism has been corrupted at its core. It has, and it's sad.
I mean, I don't think I've really been to a protest that doesn't have paid actors on both sides.
Yeah,
Now they've always got the anti-protest lines.
yeah. Gambit says it sounds good on paper. Yeah,
Everything sound good on paper.
yeah. When they're paying people to throw bricks and burn churches, that's not activism. That's a riot. Well, yeah, I wasn't talking about that. I mean, obviously that's rioting. But, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes a good riot
yeah.
is needed.
It always seems like someone who's gonna riot soon.
Now, that involves getting up and doing it.
Yeah,
You let everybody else riot and do nothing.
yeah.
That's what he's gonna do.
No,
He
no,
doesn't like to go waste his time doing everything else.
no.
So yeah, he'll let the young people do that.
Yeah, he just sits on Facebook and complains about other stuff. Yeah,
The world where you live will be fine.
yeah. January 20th, the
That
world
was
gonna
the
be.
name from Trump as governor of the best state in the U.S.
Yeah, January 20th, the world gonna be okay for a bit. Now, harsh. It's only rioting if the red team does it. That's awesome. That's funny as hell. Yeah, that's see. Always laziness stopped him from being labeled a terrorist on January 6th. So good for him. To be fair, that whole thing was a farce.
Yes, and since he's offered that and asked that, he's made jokes consistently since then towards Trudeau. Doesn't
Yeah.
even get the title of prime minister anymore. He's a governor.
Mm,
Like the only interesting thing, aside from we still don't get married.
that's good. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting few years. Holy says I was against when they went in the building on January 6th. The FBI said today there was no agents there. LOL lies yet again. Well, the FBI did lie about Martin Luther King's assassination back in the 90s. So, oh, they had been in a court of law. They
Yeah.
had lied about his assassination back in the 90s. There you have it.
That's already know
Yeah,
what their jobs to do. They work for the government. Of course, they're going to defend the government. Jeez,
yeah.
it's just wild when you think they're not going to.
Well, not only do they lie, they also enable the crimes being committed too. Like the FBI only solves crimes they enable.
They only solve the crimes that are going to get people thinking and get people doing what they want,
Yeah. Joan
telling them the
asks,
way they want, with healthy fear.
yeah. Joan asks, why do you think Trump is so silent about the drones?
What's wrong?
Well, excuse me. I think Trump is silent about them because, well, he doesn't want to. Yeah, we all know. Because Trump doesn't want to burn that bridge. Trump loves Israel and he loves his drones, so. Hoey says the drones are probably a military test.
would they need to test drones they already know work?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. There's been a bunch of drones in the sky over the East Coast. Well, that's not good.
Me worrying about all the freaking military helicopters that are flying around all the time right now, too.
Yeah.
It's just a good time to fly.
Yeah.
It's focus me attention.
Yeah.
Carry on, live life. And
Man,
we've done
yeah.
really well not talking about him for a good long while, just saying.
Yeah. No, that's true. He says you also got people claim to be activists, but actually one of the biggest scum buckets around who use and attack people and treat them like, yeah. Oh, he says, LOL, the United States is military tech we have no clue about. LOL, we stole the Nazis for a reason way back. No, that's correct. What Hoey says, because some of the technology they have now that they've displayed now, they've had that since the end of World War II in the early 50s. I mean, they had like fighter jets when people were driving Studebakers. Now that was back when
I did
people,
make headway with planes more than cars.
yeah, they have planes more than cars.
They've made headway quicker with planes than they did with cars, kind of thing,
Yeah,
all the way around.
that's true, but it's just weird thing about the technology they had during World War II. But I'm just thinking about like how life was during World War II. It's like, I mean, back in those days, Hoey had like a full head of hair. You know. Jones says there are a lot of sightings reports tonight in local towns and cities in northeast Pennsylvania, north of Biden's Scranton. I don't think
Well,
that's a
they're
good.
probably just making sure he's not having a heart attack
Yeah,
or testing to see how good his paranoia is and if it's only a way
yeah,
to make him think he's going crazy.
yeah.
Somebody's watching me.
Hey, somebody's watching me, like my '67 Corvette.
Forgot he had an actual life. He's talking to the car all the time.
God. There's a reason why there's only one military superpower. Oh, he says there's a reason why there's only one military superpower. Nobody even cares we admitted there are aliens. That's how wildlife's got. Well, that was during the time where cost of living was going through the roof. So everyone just said, yeah, we don't care. I remember that one. That was a few years ago.
That's when everybody realized the aliens don't want to take us to where it's better, so why care?
Yeah.
They're not even abducting people.
Yeah. And I remember a few years before they made Area 51 into like a party scene. It's like, we're going to storm Area 51 and party. It's like, what? This is so stupid. No, he says, I get spotlighted all the time by Blackhawks. I tip my beer like you have no power here.
Taking fights with the helicopters.
Good for Joseph. Good for Joseph. Always says if aliens are here, it's not because life is better where they are from. They are looking to for a better life themselves. Of course.
Pretty soon we're all going to be joining them looking for a better life somewhere else.
God. Jones said when Biden came to campaign in Scranton, the people lined the streets with Trump signs. LOL. Yeah, I would imagine so. God. Sometimes I wonder
Oh,
if Hoey's a stage actor or if he's a real person.
why do you ask that in one night?
But what?
Whether he's a stage actor or not.
Because I have to. Because think about it. If someone wants to perfect their acting skills, they'll take on any character. Especially someone like Hoey. That's like the perfect. That'd be like the perfect role to work on your craft, so to speak. Hoey says, "Why do you think we're trying to get to Mars? Life is unsustainable at this rate on Earth."
He picked the wrong word for that. I mean, it is unsubstantial, but try to use a big one.
Yeah, unsubstantial at this rate on Earth. Yeah. Yeah. That would be so fun. I'm just thinking. Auto murdered that. LOL. God. We are at the 27-minute mark. We're about to be.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Yeah. I just realized Christmas is in 12 days and the New Year is going to be in 19 days.
What?
Oh, oh, he says we got to be realistic. Humans are a nasty species. Yeah. And absolutely nothing in our DNA proves we are from Earth. Sounds good.
You know, a lot of really good rabbit holes about us not being from Earth. But that's a topic for another week.
Think about what?
Good night.
Oh. All right. And on that note, this has been another edition of Jackie's Harsh Reality. We'll see you next Thursday. And remember, life is harsh once to live it. And sometimes you have to color outside the lines. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And sometimes the golden rule is, in fact, a two-way street. Hoey says, explain the second gnome delete. Genome delete. Maybe a different time. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your beautiful day.